Hey guys, and here's another tutorial for Blender, and we're going to be looking at some of the basic editing tools that are available for us. So go ahead and open up Blender, and you've got your basic cube here. And what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to turn off our floor because it's just a little bit distracting sometimes. So turn off grid flow down here. Okay, so here is our default cube, and we're going to do some editing to this. So we come down here from object mode, we'll go into edit mode, and now you'll see that our tools on the left here change when we change to edit mode. We've got tools, create. So these are the tools that we want to use. We're going to be basically pushing and pulling around vertices. So a vertex is anywhere where we've got lines intersecting, such as a corner here. So we can manipulate vertices, edges, and faces. So let's first do some edges. So you can change between your selection options with this button down here. So here is vertices, edges. If you just hover over there, it gives you a tooltip there. So Vertex Selection. So let's go with the edge first of all, and we'll grab one edge here. And if you get a hold of it and move it, you see you can actually drag this edge around the screen. So you can begin to make these three-dimensional shapes. So if we drag that around, see now we have this 3D shape being formed. You can do the same if we grab a vertex. Let's take this corner here and we'll drag this vertex down, and you'll see that now that just affects the corner rather than the whole line. So we can move these vertices around as we begin to manipulate our shape. And of course we can also grab faces, and you can do the same with those. We can drag faces around, so you can drag the whole face in a certain direction that you want it to go. And you can see our cube is now taking on this very funky looking geometric shape there. So as well as just dragging these shapes around, we can also do other things. We can cut faces and extrude. So let's take a look over here at our extrude tool. So if we've got a face selected and we choose extrude and we extrude an individual face, you'll see now what it actually does is it pulls it out and creates as a new face that we can extend out like that. So we can begin to create new faces on our shape by using this extrude tool. So we can pull these out and begin to make shapes, and then of course then these edges here can also then be edited. We can begin to form different shapes using the extrude tool. So it pulls a face out. We can also extrude edges and vertexes. So if we grab an edge such as this and we choose to extrude the edge only, you'll see that pulls out a flat plane from that edge. So it creates a new edge and it joins it up to the other one. So this is a flat plane that we've created here. And we can extrude vertices as well. So you can pull an individual line out. There's a shortcut for this. You can just hit the E key and that will give us our extrude tool. So you can pull these vertices around, but you'll see that we're ending up with lines but no real face. But if you were to then select these, if you were to go to hit AB and we select these vertices here and hit F, it will create a face out of these interconnected vertices. We can also then glue vertices together. So let's grab this vertex here and we'll hold down the shift key and we'll grab the other vertex on the corner there. And if we come down to merge, we can choose to merge it in the center, at the first or at the last. So let's merge at center, and it will merge somewhere in the middle of the two vertices. You see it drags both of them together and merges them. Now maybe want to merge these two vertexes, but in this instance let's merge at the second, or the last, so that's the second one that we selected, and it will drag our left vertex over like that. So you can begin to stitch vertices together and glue them together. Let's do something also here. We'll grab those two vertexes, we'll go to merge, and we'll merge at the center again. So there we go. That's basically how you can begin to use these tools to start creating shapes. Now here we've got two vertexes which are very close together, so we'll go to our select tool and we select those, and we'll merge those also at the center. So now basically when you merge two vertexes, it glues them together and they become one. So now when we drag that around, we've now only got one vertex there to manipulate. Let's grab our other vertex here and this one, and again we'll merge those together. So this is the basics of our 3D modeling extrusion tools, and how we can begin face modeling the solid surfaces here in Blender. So it's quite useful. You can just play around, just open up Blender and play around with these, and maybe start creating some interesting shapes such as this. And then if we want to smooth this, we can begin adding edge cuts as well. Now, edge cuts are kind of useful. So you can go to loop cut, and what that will do is it will cut basically a loop in our shape. So it'll slice it anywhere where we can form a loop all the way around, you see. So we can begin to add these loop cuts to our faces, and then that creates us new vertices that we can begin to also then manipulate, and new faces that we can extrude out. So there you go. That is, we haven't really made anything here. I've just been showing you the basic concepts of how to use the edit mode and how to use these a few of these tools here for our mesh. So then if we go back into object mode, you'll see there we have our mesh there, and if we hit smooth, then we get a nice smooth shaded surface, so we can go to flat and we still have our corners. So that's the basic tools in Blender for extruding and working with vertices, edges and faces. Hope you found this useful, and enjoy playing around with Blender, and I hope you create some interesting 3D models. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.